Recently, I was corresponding with a viewer on Gmail. She saw in my description box that I have a blog, and I apologize that I used it more as a web page and I didn't really keep it current. And a few days later, question to myself, why don't I blog? Long story short, I brushed the dust off of my blog and started posting the various things that I actually do on a daily basis. As you know, my YouTube channel specifically consists of making doll clothes, specifically 18-inch and 14.5-inch doll clothes, and specifically out of Dollar Tree items. It's a very small niche. I've decided to challenge myself to do a daily blog. And the series is called 30 Days of Doll Shirts. And this series will exclusively be on the blog. I may give you a couple of sneak peeks on the YouTube channel. I chose the blogger.com platform because it and YouTube are owned by Google, along with Gmail, my photos, my photo storage, and some other apps that I frequently use. And the bonus of this blogger.com is that you can actually make comments on the blog. So head over to the blog and you have to type in the 3 W's hotshotpolkadot.com. Several months ago, I made we'll call it a lemon dress, and I loved it. And just recently at Dollar Tree, I did find this. It's a smaller lemon pattern that I wanted to make another dress, a different design. The only problem is this fabric is a kitchen towel, and it's towel fabric, so I'm not sure how that's going to drape on the doll. I promised my viewers that, especially the people who have already bought the pattern bundle, that I would try to use this pattern bundle anytime I made doll outfits. And I would show you different variations so that you didn't have to buy a new pattern every time you wanted a new outfit. And here's the Welly Wisher version. So this time I took the basic top, I made it longer, and I made the sleeves maybe 3/4 inch. And I'm going to, here's my practice pattern. Always make a practice pattern. I don't know if you can see it in this dress, but it flares right at the waist. And the sleeves, I'm going to make them a little bit more of a flare, but this is what the pattern ends up looking like after you cut it. And I'll show you how to do that. Alright, I drew a line just slightly below the waistline. And I fold it, sorry about that noise, I folded it in half, and then I folded it again in fourths. I like to use graph paper because that makes me cut straight lines. Okay, you can see where I cut it. I'm going to cut almost to the vertical cut and just slide it up. And again, with my graph paper, I can get both sides even. Do the same with this side, almost to corner. If you snip it with your scissors, you can tape it. So here's the first flare, and I'll do the same with these and the same with these. And notice I cut the round neck version of the pattern. I'll cut the sleeves and show you how I did it. I went from the outside in And again, the outside in, and that one, and put a piece of tape. Okay, the outside in, turn it around, the outside in, the outside in. I learned this from Nancy Zeman. And then flare it. And I folded it to make sure my flares were the same. See, these are off, so I'm going to fix those. So, here's your new pattern. You're going to cut, now you're not going to cut here, you're going to round it off the bottom of the dress. You're not going to cut up into this area. You see how this was straight, and then all of a sudden it flares, and then it has this rounded bottom. And I just laid it on the fabric, and I'm going to draw around it with a pencil or a fabric pen. And folks, you just kind of eyeball it. It's not rocket science, just kind of, it'll work. So you're joining the lines like that, and then I just, I messed up right there, so looks like that didn't take long at all. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I sewed the shoulders and then down the sleeve and leave that sleeve opening. Then I sewed, I can't talk, I sewed under the arm, down the side, and down the first flare. Leave the bottom open. Then the flare, the waistline, and the sleeve flare, and leave that open. Okay. I sewed on the lines, and then I cut the openings on the lines. Be sure to cut your corners and your curves. And I decided I like this side, I want to be the front, so I'm going to cut about 4 inches down. And you've seen me put a binding with t-shirt fabric. That's what I'm going to do with this. And let me tell you, my cuticles and everything kept getting caught on this towel fabric. Do not use Velcro, because you'll get it caught. Okay, I'm going to press it, but it's pretty good. I'll take some pictures after I finish up. I got to hem it, hem the sleeves, do the binding. I don't know, I might do something to the front to, as a little trim. Haven't decided yet.